Tom's insights into the future of technology and enterprise are crystal clear, but they are often unorthodox.
In the existence of mankind, we can point to wonderful innovations of technology that have brought community closer together, that have accelerated time to community. And we can kid ourselves. We can create an enormous illusion. We can pacify our great hunger to think of ourselves as innovators and yet live in a sliver of the world. If you go back to the printing press and roll the clock forward, what you find, the illusion, is that what you find is that we've been able to get technology out to the world faster and faster. It took 200 years for the printing press to make it to 50 million people. It took 5 years for the internet to make it to 50 million people. It's taken a year for Napster to make it to 25 million people. Hey, we're doing great things. Sure we are, within a sliver of the world. You're building the future. For whom? You are building the future. For whom? And who is us? How much of the world is us? Because if you plot worldwide population against this, what you find is that with few exceptions, notably for you, the printing press and the internet, we have never been able to get out of the single digits in terms of how well we can penetrate mankind with any technology in the first 5 decades. Now, granted, the internet hasn't been around that long. Maybe things will change radically here. That is probably the decision that we have to make as builders, I guess. Why? Why does still 3/4 of the world not have access to telephones? Because we haven't done a very good job of creating the connections amongst the community. What is the potential for mankind if we do this right? What's the potential for your children?
His purpose is simple, to provide a thought-provoking context for understanding the dramatic changes in technology that are shaping our future.
How many have been to Ephesus, Kusadasi, coastal city in Turkey? One of the most incredible, if you've raised your hand, I know that right now you'll get goosebumps because it's one of the most incredible places I've ever been to in my life. And it teaches more about knowledge management, records management, information management than anything else I can think of. This is the Library of Celsus, this wonderful, imposing facade of what used to be a glorious structure that housed scrolls and works of ancient authors and great scientists and lawyers and people that would have been as admirable today, I'm sure, in our civilization as they were back then. It is in the center of the city because where should knowledge reside? In the center of any society. And the architects put it there. You walk down the mosaic-lined streets and you see the condominiums and you see the stadium that held 20,000 people down the street. And there in the middle of it all is the Library of Celsus. Incredible, imposing. But your tour guide doesn't take you to the library. Your tour guide takes you across the street from the library and sits you down on what is not as imposing a structure, but equally impressive, but a little enigmatic. It is a structure which faces the library, which is also in the center of town. It's about 10 meters square, and you all sit in a very communal sort of fashion around it as your tour guide talks about the city. And you realize how comfortable it is here, the open sky, the view of the streets and the community and the library across the street from you. And you're sitting on what must have been the base of an old column because it's carved out very nicely and it fits well to your behind. And you wonder, naively at first, what might this be? A temple to the goddess Athena, perhaps. And then the tour guide says, and you know, one of the great marvels of ancient civilization was, of course, that they had running water. And you think, wait a minute, this is the public toilet. Yes, right? And now your mind begins to work. And you think, toilet, public, open, library, center of town, primitive, crude. And then you realize, well, wait a minute, maybe not. Sunday, nice day, go for a stroll, check out a scroll, go across the street. I don't know if I'm sharing too much, tell me here, but I don't think I'm alone. Why would such fantastic architects have put the communal toilet in the center of the city? Enlightened people people who thought the same great things that we think today, because they were not just architects of things, they were architects of people, of systems, of social processes. They were what you are. And they knew that knowledge exchange was central to any society. And they put it directly across the street from the library. We're not the first to be here, but we are the first. But we are the first. You are the first. To do what? It is a central theme that changes our DNA. It is a central theme that changes what it means to manage knowledge. It is the central theme that changes connectivity. And it is the thing that makes us different from the citizens of Ephesus. Because we can build community across the globe in the same time it took for an Ephesonian to depart a toga. Time to community, that's what makes us different. In every technology advance, in information management, in the printing press, in the transatlantic cable, in the internet, you name it, has been a mechanism by which to create connections. Why? So that we can shorten time to community. That's what it's all about.